Perfect. It's so much easier to do when you clap it like that.
Clap it like that.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Film Cave. We have a very exciting episode for ya.
To bring you this episode.
We were talking about movies.
What? Movies on the Film Cave? No.
What's coming out in theaters this week. And that's it.
That's it. That's all we talk about.
Yep.
Movies, and more movies.
And that's it.
Maybe a little TV thrown in there,
Oh,
just
yeah.
for good measure.
Good measure.
So we're right in the thick of things in Sundance 2016 in our very own backyards.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, neither of us are going to see anything this year. Taking a little break. But
having said that,
having
taking a
said
break,
that,
Robert Redford has recently come out to say that he feels that Sundance has gotten too big. Because, well, this year they did it differently where instead of registering and then getting a list of your movies that you want to see, and then it goes through the list and then you get what you get, you would go online and just pick the movies that you wanted and hope that you got them. But I guess a bunch of servers crashed, and a lot of people who paid extra money to get their tickets, right, to guarantee tickets, their server crashed and they didn't get all the movies they wanted, so it's kind of a bummer.
Wow. And he said that? Did he say that?
That was a different article.
Oh, a different article?
Yeah.
So there were servers that crashed.
Yes.
I knew it.
Oh, yeah, it had to. There's
course,
no way.
Of course. It's so stupid.
Thousands and thousands of people all at the same time on the same day trying to get tickets, even if you got them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
So
dumb.
as soon as I heard him say this, I had a question. Why is it so? I feel that it's easy for a lot of these even like big time directors, big time actors, getting their movies in Sundance when it was supposed to be like the independent scene. It's supposed to be like these up and comers, and why bring those movies in there? Like they get like 1,500 submissions every year, and they get like 30 that get picked or 40 that get picked.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like it's too easy for them that they get in to kind of hype it up, and now it's overhyped, and everybody's like 9 million people are there. And
yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I was going to kind of throw out there as well. When Redford is saying Sundance feels too big.
Yeah,
the head
of the guy who created the whole thing.
Film festival feels too big. To me, it feels like the type of movie being selected these days is almost too big. And like you were saying, like this big A-lister cast and whatnot. Like
Kevin Smith.
Sundance was created to discover a new voice in up and coming filmmakers, and
independent.
It still does that to about half the degree or so.
Yeah, the ones that we were able to see last year were independent, and
for sure. I mean, these are all tabbed under independent. Like they do not. That's why they go to Sundance.
But that's
they can
the money.
Find producing and get bought, and then be released somewhere down the line.
I'm just afraid that it's just.
Well, here's my idea.
Yes, please.
What about shaking up the selection committee a little bit more often? I mean, maybe every 5 years or something, like go with a new crew or something like that. It's all subjective, but we're seeing the same things being submitted and then accepted into the film festival, where there's so many other things that could be just as good, if not better. That really need a festival to bring out.
Right, and it's hard to do. It's hard to come up with the criteria though, to not let it get too big, because it's like, do you not let people who are already in the industry in? Do you not let directors, or specifically, or just actors in general, or you know what I mean? Like, what kind of criteria? But I think that's a good point though, to cut it off with the people who are actually picking it, because you might get somebody in there who does not like a certain person. I don't even know what the whole process is of picking the movies.
Well, I'm sure there's a process, and there are rules that you have to even submit your film to Sundance. You have to follow, and has to be.
But I guarantee if you're
it's also very political.
I'm sure if you were some kind of director, who was saying, hey, I got this movie, it's not going to be ready necessarily in time, I'll probably be done with it by the time you guys want to premiere it, can I get in? Oh yeah, no problem.
Right.
You're good.
I don't feel like the festival is any bigger this year than it has been in past years. I mean, there's still the same allotted amount of tickets, whether you can get them or not.
No. Not
it's
necessarily
becoming
like
harder and harder to do that.
But just people showing up too and just coming up there. But I feel like it kind of relates to Comic-Con, where it's getting so big that they're talking about changing venues. but it's like in the perfect spot, and it's getting too big, and it's too cramped, and nobody can get into all the good stuff unless you want to wait in line for literally like a day or two.
I still think it is in the perfect location. I mean, Park City is just amazing for.
It's a great place to do it. Not that I want to change that, but maybe get.
But I mean that's probably part of it. You know, like, is Park City feeling too small with record amounts of people going year after year after year?
Right.
You know, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Maybe
as far as popularity,
like
is the venue or the venues themselves getting too small?
And then also they do Slam Dance at the same time too.
Right. Yeah.
So there's two festivals going
Sundance
on at the same place.
Doesn't even want to be affiliated with Slam Dance, and Slam Dance is now truly like what Sundance used to be, and like. But I don't know, maybe, but Slam Dance sort of piggybacks onto Sundance, because there's already people there, so why not do it? Because if they did it at a different time, then nobody would go to Slam Dance. What draws the line of an independent movie?
Right, and I thought maybe it was just money.
I mean, I guess it's without any backing of a studio. Really, that's what it comes down to.
No, right.
There might be some movies that, of course, like the writing attracts big stars, but it wasn't made, with intention of a studio releasing it. No. I guess and stuff like that. So, and then. But
that's pretty loose. If that's the criteria, that's pretty loose criteria to have a movie get into Sundance. You know what I mean? As like an independent venue.
Right. Well, no, I know. Then they created like the next category, which has its own sub. Has to be less than, $500,000 or whatever. But like the stuff in the next category is usually some of their best movies that were accepted because they have that independent vibe and they have these,
even like the Midnight ones, like that you guys were talking about. It was pretty independent, and then this year they have a Rob Zombie and a Kevin Smith movie.
Right.
So it's like, where is it going from there?
Yeah, I heard the big one this year from the Midnight one is from Iran. That's supposed to be really scary. Like the new
Babadook or whatever.
Yeah,
they were saying about that.
kind of a Babadook, like out of nowhere, but made in a foreign country, and like that is what Sundance is all about.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care to see Rob Zombie movie at Sundance. Don't care to see a Kevin Smith movie at Sundance. Okay. It gets too big. And Redford's over all of this, so he could easily change some things.
Unless as if he's coming out and saying, now that he came out and said, I think it's getting too big, I'm hoping to see some changes now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before he can say like by himself, like it's getting kind of big, but we're doing so well. Now that he's come out publicly and said it, so hopefully we see some changes.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so sticking with the Sundance stuff. Some record-breaking news has come out.
Record-breaking.
Yeah. So Nate Parker, who is mostly known as an actor. He was in Nonstop with Liam Neeson and The Great Debaters with Denzel, Red Tails that George Lucas produced. His film Birth of a Nation, which is about a slave revolt.
Is that The Birth of a Nation?
The Birth of a Nation.
Right.
Birth of a Nation.
Not like the old 1940s.
Well, I think it's like that exact title.
A retelling.
No, not a retelling of that movie. No.
Okay.
No, it's about a slave named Nat Turner, who was educated and ended up coming up with a way of free slaves to truly break away and escape slavery.
Right on.
It sold to Fox Searchlight for $17.5 million. That's the highest amount of money ever to acquire a Sundance film. They went with Fox Searchlight because it'll get better recognition. It's going to be a massive theatrical release in the fall. It's going to be a big award player.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to other things.
Lots of other things.
Yeah.
So real quick, there was a trailer that dropped just anonymously, not anonymously, but what's the word I'm trying to think
of? Just sort of out of nowhere. It was well planned. See, this is what you do with a trailer.
Yes.
Planned.
Well planned.
Really heard
2 months before it comes out, not
a
year and a half.
Yeah. It's they want. I mean, J.J. Abrams is back on as a producer. It's produced by Bad Robot. It's a spin-off.
Okay.
It's not the shaky cam we're watching an old video that the government's already found. But it's in the same. It's in the same realm. I don't like how it's related to Cloverfield. You don't know. There's a lot of mystery to it.
But it's in the same universe, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same.
But it has nothing to do necessarily a sequel, prequel, or whatever. That's cool. Right. Okay, so
it's
having said that,
not a prequel or a sequel to the direct plot of Cloverfield.
Right. So it stars John Goodman.
John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Gallagher Jr.
And those are the three you see in what you find out to be like a bunker, right? Some kind of bunker. And at first you think maybe they're like family who's in there.
Right.
And then you kind of get the feeling maybe he's holding them hostage.
John Goodman.
Right. Possibly. John Goodman is holding them hostage. Right. And, you know, he's there's very little dialogue until the very end. Exactly. And then, you know, it's like a cliffhanger at the end. You don't know what to expect from it.
Yeah.
And this...
You know, they're trying to escape, possibly, but then John Goodman's like, don't open the door.
So it's awesome.
It's going to be sweet.
So it comes out in, what, March?
March 11th.
March 11th.
March 11th. This was slated to come out.
That's good. This is what kind of... Like you said, this is like what's good about trailers.
Yes.
It's very anonymous. You don't know what it's about. There's not all this...
Build intrigue, people.
Exactly. And it only comes out in 2 months. So it's like you get excited. Like, oh, yeah, come in months.
Maybe they should do this with every movie and even have it like titled one title and then switch it and then be like, just kidding, it's the spinoff of Cloverfield. You know, because nobody, like, I think it was titled like Valencia or something before this title switch.
I heard that.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, it's just like, oh, okay. What's Valencia? Valencia, okay. John Goodman and, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's a big up-and-coming actress, you know, like, monster movie? Huh, interesting. Weird. You know, and then it's like, J.J. Abrams is on it, and Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash, has a writing credit on it, I noticed. Oh, so I was like, I didn't notice that. Interesting.
That is cool. Right on.
All right.
So that should be good.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It'll be fun.
Check it
Just to see a good trailer, too.
Oh, yeah. It's a great trailer.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then just a quick TV note. Corey Hawkins, who was just seen in Straight Outta Compton as Dr. Dre, he has been cast as the male lead for Fox's 24 reboot.
Reimagining.
Yes, reimagining. So 24 Legacy.
So this is the same concept. 24. So it was an hour episode for 24 episodes, like one day.
Each hour of
which I think is a brilliant concept for a TV show. And I hope they just keep. I don't know. Like, I hope they keep the same tone, where it was always like on the edge.
The tone will be a big.
On the edge of your seat.
Big thing like, that does stay the same.
9 times out of 10, it was a cliffhanger at the very end of every episode. It just makes me want to go back and watch.
I can't believe that the first season of 24 aired in 2001. Like, it's been that long. And then they were first introduced to Jack Bauer.
They just did
Corey Hawkins is not playing Jack Bauer. He's playing a new character and new characters throughout the whole show. So
that would be weird if they tried to recast him. I'm glad they're like keeping the same kind of idea, but like
I thought at first he was cast as the new Jack Bauer, and I was like, that's awesome too. But it was like it's a bit of an age gap, I guess. Like Kiefer Sutherland is so iconic as Jack Bauer.
Right, he is Jack Bauer.
But so just like new characters completely, and with the main like branch of that Kiefer Sutherland worked for, that's still the same.
What's it called?
TCU? No.
That's right. It was like a 3-letter. C P
TCU. No.
CT. It's not CTU.
Crime Terrorist Unit? Maybe it is CTU. It is CTU. Yeah. Good job, Steve. Top Gun 2 might actually be happening.
No, thank
Tom
you.
Cruise, Jerry Bruckheimer.
No, thank you.
Got together in New Orleans, and they are seriously discussing bringing Maverick back.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for bringing a lot of the news in today, Casey.
No problem.
All right, so thanks for watching the Film Cave this week about movie news.
Movie news.
If you have any questions for us that you want answered, you let us know. Check us out on Film Cave.
on Facebook.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Facebook.com/The Film Cave Forever. Right, Casey?
That's right.
Steve. I'm Steve.
Casey.
Anyways, check us out on there, and then thanks for watching. Casey? That's it.
That's it.
Cut it.
That's all I got. Yep.
Cut it. Fuller House movie's coming back.
Yeah, Fuller House on Netflix. Watch it.